Welcome in Virgo to your mid-month October catch-up. Your beginning of the month, you had, if you watched my channel and you watched the video, I'll try and link the link below. What I want to say to you, Virgo, is what came through you is all about the personal rebuild in your beginning of the month. So I wanted to do a little video now just to check in to see how that rebuild is going. How is it going for... Okay, there's two that came up there. I'm not going to use those. I'm only looking for one card, Spirit. Looking for one card for Virgo, and what position are they in right now? How's October looking for them? How have they progressed this October? What is happening for Virgo? Please, Spirit. What is happening for Virgo? Okay, so that is quite a nice card. So that is the Chariot card and the normal tarot, and the Chariot card is usually a guy on the back of a chariot with whips in his hand, and he's controlling two horses. And I love this one. This is such a different point of view. You are now walking out of the forest that has made things dark for you. It's become quite a challenge to be in the space that you've been in. So what was it all about? The personal rebuild. Oh my goodness. So isn't this amazing? So look at this lady now. She's come from quite a dark place, but she's walking into a section that is absolutely beautiful. Her clothing is changing to all the colors of the rainbow, the colors of the chakras, and she is, you can say, rebirthed herself. And this is the turning point that October has given you. I like that, Virgo. I think that if you were doing a personal rebuild for yourself, if you were definitely on that journey and you had the personal rebirth and you were rebuilding yourself, the Spirit is saying to you now that you actually hit the turning point. This is amazing. So let's see what else is offering for October. What does Virgo need to know for the rest of their October, now that they've hit the turning point and are now moving forward and they're focused on that direction that they're going to? They're not focused on what's behind them in that really dark, scary forest. What is ahead of them? You've got your own card, Virgo. What is ahead of you? What is ahead for Virgo, please, angel, spirits, guides? What is ahead for Virgo for the rest of October? Let's see what's coming through for you. So you got Hermit, the Hermit card. And again, that is the time that you've spent. Carry on doing it. This is where you find the rebuild, is that when you take the time to actually be in isolation with yourself. It doesn't mean you have to be going to the mountains and sit there, but this is taking time to actually process your turning point, process the way that you are doing life, process the way you are processing everything in the day. I say process like 4 times there. But what I'm trying to say to you is that every day brings something different, and how you shine your light in that life of yours, how you make it work for you, is when you take time to isolate into your own self, meditate, even if it's just for 5 minutes, go and be on your own, or if you're driving in your car, take that time to hermit. And then you will find a way forward. And you've got the Devil card. And you've got the 5 of Wands. So just what I said to you now, that every day something comes at you. Every day there's going to be something that's coming at you. So don't let that deter you, Virgo. For the rest of October, remember what this forest was like. Remember the rebuild that you are working on. Remember not to let the fear set back in again. Remember not to let other people's nonsense around you, the other people that are throwing their garbage at you, remember to process that differently this time. You know what you need to rebuild. You know what you've been through. You don't have to slip back to that. And the Devil card here coming up for you in the middle of your whole reading is showing you that you don't want to be attached to that anymore. You don't want to be in that space where you are allowing others and processes or energies or frequencies bring you back down to that black forest. This is a card to say to you, remember what you've learned. Remember to remember, because your 5 of Wands is saying to you that you cannot stop that. The rest of the world is going to be fighting out there. Are you going to choose to jump in there and use your wand and scream and shout and get back into that? Or are you going to be walking away from that and going to a place of your contemplation and finding a way for you forward? I'm just going to check the bottom of the deck. There you go. You got the Magician card. Now, the Magician card to me is, that's what you need to do in life. You can see he is sitting there with his magnifying glass, looking at everything that is pertaining to his machinery. He is the inventor. He's got all of his equipment around him, and he's completely involved in that. So don't get involved in what the outside world is throwing at you. That is their garbage. Make sure that you're using whatever is at your disposal to make life better for yourself. And in this Magician card, he is obviously an inventor. He's got his beakers, and he's got his machinery going, and those are his tools. Those are his tools to make life work. And if he doesn't use those tools, his whole production line will stop, or his whole, whatever he wants to invent, whatever he is producing for himself. If one little tiny thing is not working here, the whole line will not work. So make sure that you don't allow tiny little things to come in the month, or the rest of the month, to just put a spoke in your spanner there and make it stop you working, flowing smoothly. And if you do find that it does happen, if you do find that the little creepies coming in and people's intentions towards you are not legitimate or not authentically lining up with who you are, remember what you do. You go off and you hermit. You go off and you say, I'm not getting involved with this. I'm not getting involved in your nonsense that you're carrying on. You don't have control of anybody else's behavior or how they are in life. It can be pertaining to traffic. It can be pertaining to social. If you go to a social circle and somebody might have woken up on the wrong side of the bed, make sure you don't get dragged into that whole devil energy. And the devil energy is just purely a pull to what that is. So it can be eating badly, it can be drinking the wrong things, it can be getting sucked into people's energy that are like, let's say you want to watch the news and you get sucked into that whole negative mindset of that's the way that people thrive on, all of that downtrodden energy. That sucks you back in. That sucks you back in. So make sure that you are not getting sucked back into that deep forest, because the beginning of the month, it was all about your personal rebuild, and you don't want to repeat all that over again, because you've got the Magician on your side, and the Magician is a major arcana card. In fact, you've got 4 major arcana cards here. So again, Virgo, this is a way to look forward and not repeat your patterns that you've been doing. Use the tools that God gives you. Remain on that path, looking ahead of you. I know that's not always possible. I know that's not all, because you have to live a life. You have to live a life of a human life. So make sure that whatever you've learned in your own time, in your own isolation, in your own turning point, your own rebuild, that you carry through, and be aware of what is pulling you back to that. Be totally aware. So I'm going to end off with the spirit animal wisdom. What wisdom can we add to this reading here? Let's see what animal wisdom for Virgo, please. What animal wisdom for Virgo can we add to this reading, please? What animal wisdom can come through for Virgo? They've been repeating the same animals over and over. So Spirit, give me something different for Virgo, please. Oh, you got the dolphin. I like that. I haven't received that in the whole 12 readings. So the dolphin. Healing wisdom is surfacing. Stop and listen. So this is fitting in with your hermit. You know what is good for you. It's ingrained inside of you. As a human being, you know what's right and you know what's wrong, especially Virgo. You don't like things to be off kilter. You don't like things to be not conformed. Like, you like things to be in place and in line with each other. So when you do feel off kilter, when you do feel like you're getting pulled into the negativity of whatever's around you, remember who you are. Remember that you've got infinite wisdom inside of you. Just stop and listen to yourself. Just take time. This is your biggest take from this reading. Just take time for yourself and just regroup. I'm going to read from the guidebook because this energy deserves to be listened to from what the creator made this deck for. So I like to read the dolphin, page 19. So you've got purely water energy here, and its healing wisdom is surfacing. Stop and listen. Dolphins are very important allies during the golden age of Atlantis. They communicated us freely, and they held sacred knowledge as the recorded keepers of the seas. So what they're saying here is that the dolphins have so much knowledge inside of them, and they were connected to, okay, Atlantis, we don't know much about it anymore, but if you are studying anything to do with that, if you're interested in that type of thing, the Atlanteans didn't need, they used the magician every day of their life. They knew exactly what they could draw, and their positiveness would bring in their manifestations in life. So what it's saying here is most Atlanteans are healers and scientists. There's your scientist. When Atlantis was flooded, many offered up their memories and wisdom to the dolphins to keep safe until the earth is ready to receive such insights. The dolphins come to you to signal the great wave of light that will be upon you soon. They ask that you use water as a tool for connection. Use it to the rituals, sit by the water and listen to the messages that come. So if you are anywhere near the sea, and if you are able to go and sit by the sea and able to take in what that great ocean brings, and remember that we are on a planet that has moons that control the cycles of the tides. Everything is synchronized, and those dolphins live in that water. So they are using that energy of the water to replenish who they are, to heal themselves, and they just continually connected to themselves. You have so much potential and so much love. Please make time to sit and listen to your heart. Invoke the dolphin energy to connect with your soul's essence. In these quiet moments, you connect with your inner wisdom to heal and release what does not serve you. And the two stones with that is Atlantisite and aquamarine. Aquamarine's a beautiful stone. I have a piece. So I think, Virgo, the rest of this month, continue with your turning point. Continue healing yourself, and when those little niggles come up with real life popping in, remember who you are. Remember what you can manifest to get yourself out of that pull down and that drudge into what other people pull you into. Don't get pulled into their dance of garbage. Jeepers, that's a lovely message for you, Virgo. I need to call you Atlantis. Virgo, enjoy the rest of your month, and I hope to chat to you soon.